Welcome to my KPN ranking. That's right, you can shut the fuck up now, Katron, in Discord, you little bastard. Keep asking for it. When is the KPN ranking? When's it? Shut the fuck up. It's right here. We're going to be doing Peste Noire ranked from my least favourite to my favourite in a tier list setting, as you see here. And what's going on? There's no D, there's no B, there's no B+, there's definitely no F. Yep. Peste Noire has a almost flawless discography. Even the album that's going to be in least favourite has loads of good songs on it, and it pains me to even put something as least favourite, but we're not going to pussy out. You know, we're going to do it least favourite to favourite in an order, actually fucking ordered on the tier list, as you see present. So, let me know down below, just like all the other tier lists and all the other videos, how would you rank these albums? Don't get your panties in a fucking twist if it doesn't align with yours, because that's the name of the game, and, you know, everyone has different tastes, and it's just, if yours isn't the same as mine, it's fucking wrong. So let's get in with it, with my least favourite, which, is gotta be Split. Oh, wow, no one saw that coming, right? Split. I don't hate Split. Some people hate Split, saying it's absolutely like a travesty and tragedy mixed together. Tragedy. We just made a new word here, fuckers. Yeah, some people just hate it completely. Some people pass it off because of the album cover. Yeah, the album cover's pretty interesting, just because of that. But the music held within, like, the first half, because it's a Split album, you got, like, the Degenerate side, and I've forgotten what the first side is called, but the first side, the first, like, 30 minutes of content is amazing. Like, so many good black metal songs on this first half. I adore it. The second half, it starts off strong as well. You know, some of the more experimental sides of things, pretty good, but then it gets a bit too much for me. It gets a bit too much. Adding, like, these trap beats, like, and, like, rap and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, okay, this isn't for me anymore. Kind of falling off, but that first half an hour is amazing, and if you cut that off, because some of these albums are actually around, like, the 30-minute mark anyway, so that's a full album's worth of content in this album. So you cut the rest of the shit off, and it might be even, like, S+ for me. That's how much I like the first half of this. Second half doesn't do much for me. It's not terrible. The first couple of songs on Degenerate side is fine, but then it just kind of falls off, and I get a bit bored, and I'm just like, I'd rather listen to anything else. Literally anything else. But yeah, I'm not going to hate on it. It's fine. Least favourite, if I was going to give it an actual fucking, like, letter, C. Because it's half good, half okay. C tier, or even B, if I'm being generous. Now, let's not be generous. C. Okay, let's move on to A. What a fucking gap. C to A, even though I love the first half. Now, an A tier, what we gonna have? This is a hard one, but I think for me, it's gonna be the latest one. This is a massive step up. You know, it is a massive step up, because it was Split and then it was the latest one. This has more, of a folky kind of beautiful side of it than a lot of these other albums. I know the debut has a lot of beautiful parts in, but this I feel like has more. I feel like this is the most beautiful album Famin's ever done. Like, it's actually, the passages in it kind of remind me of Alcest. I know Nij was in the debut and helped write some songs on the other albums, but this one to me sounds more Alcest-like than a lot of the other stuff. Like, the beautiful passages in it, just so serene. And it has those heavy moments, it has those crazy moments, but I just think it's few and far between. It is there, and when it hits hard, and I love it. But compared to, like, Folk Folly or something, it's kind of like, you know, it's not as good for me. I know some people hate that. Well, we'll get to that. Don't you fucking worry. Yeah, the new one, great step up. Love the passages. Love the beautiful nature of it. It's a beautiful album. It's a fantastic album. That's why it's A. That's why it's goddamn A. Next up, into A+. What's going to be next? I think we're going to go with the... Oh, are we? Are we going to do it? Yeah. Peste Noire, the self-titled. This is a way more experimental album. And loads of guest spots on this, like even Roman from Hate Forest and Druk. He's on this. I love him so much. And it has so many cool songs, like Le Blonde, like that fucking ending of Le Blonde. with just that prolonged part. The vocal part is just too good. So many heavy songs, but also so many incorporating so many other different elements of different styles of music onto this album, and you'd think it wouldn't work, but it does. It does work. They managed to mix it all together into a coherent album. It's just, for me, I like the I just like the crazier stuff. I like the more black metal leaning stuff and the kind of folky stuff. The more experimental stuff is great, and it puts, Peste on the map. But for me personally, if I'm going to listen to something, it's going to be one of the others. So let's move on to S tier with the one I can never pronounce, or the something or other. French. Fucking French. This is a classic for a reason. It's a lot of people's favourite album, and I can see why. It's easily the most experimental alongside the debut. So many different elements in here. Like, there's a fucking 20-minute song on here in the middle of the album. Like, what's going on? It starts off with fucking, like, chicken noises and like pig noises, fucking guns. It's insane. This is the most insane album. If you like shit like Deathspell Omega and stuff like that, this might be your favourite one. Wink, wink. Nod, nod. If you like experimental, weird kind of black metal, this is for you. This is for you. Batshit insane from start to finish, but the melodies all make sense, and the black metal screaming is just as harrowing as on all the other albums. It's fantastic. I adore it, and I can see where people have it top. If you have it top, that's good for you. People might be pissed off with this one being kind of lower, but it's still S tier. S is good. So, yeah, let's move on to the next one, which is an album I can never pronounce. So I think it's like Le Chase Diablo? Blizzard Entertainment Diablo? Yeah, I like it a bit more. You know what? Controversial opinion here. I like this a little bit more than the classic. Ooh. It's a lot more subdued, and it's a lot more tame compared to the self-titled and L'Ordre, but people are going to be... Any French speakers are going to fucking want to stab me after this, but hey, we're your enemies anyway. We're from Bongistan. This album is way more subdued, and all the way through it has this constant mood to it, and I kind of like that. I kind of like the consistency on this album, where every song... It's not boring, I'm not saying that it's boring, I feel like the whole album as a whole, very consistent. I could throw this on any time and have a blast. I'd say this is probably the most newcomer-friendly album by Peste Noire. I'm going to say this is the most newcomer-friendly album. There is another one I could choose, but even that has some crazy parts. This one is it's just beautiful black metal, all the way through. More subdued, it's more relaxing. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it from start to finish. One of my favourite Peste Noire albums, and that's why it's a bit higher. Now let's move on to S+. Okay, let's come in with the debut. Wow, it's not favourite. Oh my god, what the fuck, Questy? You've gone mad, you've gone bonkers. The debut is flawless, S+. It's hard to get better than an S+. It's like one of the best tiers you could possibly be in. This, with the crazy screams from Nige, and the songwriting is just perfect. This album is just... It's a work of art. If you saw my top 20 black metal albums from like 2 years ago, this was on it. This was quite high on it. This is the one I've listened to way more than all the others. Every song's just a masterpiece. The songwriting is perfection. There's a lot of beautiful moments mixed in with the harsh moments, similar to like an Alcest or something like that. It has the most beauty mixed in with the bleakness. And for some, that's why it's the best. For me, I think it's great. If you put it best, good for you. It has some of the best songs they've ever written on this album. But it's not my favourite. I don't think it's quite perfection, because I think 2 other albums a little bit better. Now let's talk about... I don't know. This is hard, because I want to put both of these in favourite, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do Folk Folly here. I love it. This is the yin, or this is the yang to the debut's yin, because this is batshit insane and Al Nafrak style, just fucking insanity. This is heaviest kind of shit. I don't know if Famine said, this is to get rid of the posers who enjoyed the debut. That's what this album is. It's to get rid of the fucking posers. It's so good. It's abrasive, it's insane. The quality is not quite as good, but I think that makes it better. It makes it sound just harsher. There's a lot of stopping and starting and just crazy riffing. It's the heaviest album they've ever done, and it's why I kind of want to throw it into favourite. It's bordering favourite, but it's not quite. As much as it's crazy, chaotic, and the yin to the debut's yang, I think both of these come hand in hand, and both of them are like flawless masterpieces, but it's not my favourite. The main reason is, the reason I like it is the reason I think it's not the best. The stopping and starting a lot kind of throws you off. I do enjoy it, but it does kind of throw you off, out of the mood. Maybe if they, elongated some passages and some melodies to get you more used to it, maybe it would be in favourite. But also I kind of like it because of that, because it's so abrasive, so just jarring listening to it, that it's just, it's pure insanity, and I love it. But ballad, cunty, whatever it's called, that is my favourite. This is the pure perfection album. This is, if these two had a baby, they created this album. That's how fucking good it is. It has the beautiful acoustic moments from the debut. It has that kind of French atmosphere that you come to expect from a band, and it also has some of the insanity and the crazy screams from the sophomore. It's a mixture of my two favourite albums to make my favourite album by Peste Noire. There's no contest. This album is the best. Every time I listen to it, I'm thinking, you know what? I've just listened to Folk Fuck Folly, and there's no way it's going to be better than that again. Re-listen to Ballad, and I'm like, yep, it's better. It's better. It's fucking better in every way. Songwriting-wise, better. Screaming, better. Like, insanity and beauty. It's got it all. It's the personification of Peste Noire. It's my favourite, and I fucking love it. So, that is my tier list for KPN Commando Peste Noire. Let me know how you'd rank them down below. I know some people would be pissed off because they'd want the fucking self-titled top. They'd want this one higher. But for me personally, if you know my taste stuff, I like the focus shit, so I like the debut and I like Ballad. And I like Insanity, so I love this one. These ones are great as well. A&A Plus is still good, and I still love half of this album. So fuck it. Like, almost flawless discography from these guys, from these French fucking froggy bastards. So let me know down below how you'd rank them. Are you offended I've even fucking ranked them? Probably. Who fucking cares? Let me know down below, and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.